Order. Question number 7, Simon O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question's to the Minister for Building and Housing. How many New Zealanders have been helped into home ownership with the KiwiSaver HomeStart grant scheme since it was introduced? And what increases have there been in the grants and withdrawals under the scheme?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
There has been huge growth in the number of people using KiwiSaver and HomeStart to purchase their first home following the government's changes last year. The number of people accessing KiwiSaver for purchasing a first home has more than doubled, from 15,000 to over 31,000, and the contribution towards the deposit has grown from $214 million last year to $486 million this last year. The number of people accessing a HomeStart grant has increased rapidly from 5,000 per year up to nearly 14,000 per year, and $65 million has been paid out in grants for a first home deposit. So in total, from both KiwiSaver and HomeStart, over $550 million has gone towards home deposits in the last year.
Supplementary question, Simon O'Connor.
What changes has the government made that has enabled more New Zealanders to get support in buying a first home?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
We've made 4 changes. Firstly, we enabled people to be able to access more of their KiwiSaver funds to buy a first home. Secondly, we increased the income and house price caps to a more realistic level to improve access. Thirdly, we provided double the HomeStart grants for new builds as compared to existing homes and provided for higher caps. And fourthly, we changed the rules to make the scheme more accessible for people buying townhouses and apartments. All these changes have proved successful, as seen by the more than doubling of the number of people using those schemes.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. When the average renter in Auckland is $160,000 short of the deposit they need for the average home, how does he expect a $10,000 or $20,000 grant to make any kind of meaningful difference?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable
Mr
Dr Nick
Speaker,
Smith.
I dispute the members' figures, but under KiwiSaver, an average Kiwi family in KiwiSaver for a period of 5 years, plus the government HomeStart scheme, is able to secure $80,000 towards the deposit of a home. And this government is giving more support for homeowners being able to get their first home of any government in a generation.
Supplementary question, Simon O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. What has been the impact of the changes made on the 1st of July 2016 to the rules around access to KiwiSaver for second chance homeowners?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
The significant change we made on the 1st of July was removing the income caps for people wanting to access their KiwiSaver for buying a home when they'd previously owned one but lost it through a separation, a business failure or some other reason. The removal of the income cap has seen the numbers double. Previously, about half of those applications were declined. The scheme is now helping 500 families a month, or 6,000 a year, get into home ownership.